Sorry, this is probably, you know what, let me trade this with my yummy frozen drink. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Drive Examinations. This is gonna just keep getting blurry. I got too much stuff in this car right now. So I had to go out and pick up some stuff for the kids for Christmas, and so getting back, I'm just thinking about having to do the show tonight at 7, and I'm not going to have time to do cross-examination. So here I am. I am here with you, doing it now, trying to make sure. Let me see if my settings are set. I don't know if the mic is coming through. Do I sound okay? What is it? It is I, Bluetooth device list. Okay, alright. So, you should be hearing me on my mic, right? Yes? You sound like you, not sure if that's okay. I cannot be almost out of gas. So, it is hour of the rush, as we call it, rush hour. And therefore, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get home. But I figured I would redeem the time. Can I get out this way? I will be redeeming the time by spending it with you. Oh gosh, I'm in a gas station. I should just get gas. Should I? Maybe I should. Oh no, my card's not working. I had to pay cash at Walmart. My freaking card, which I just paid off in full, so there should not be any problem, decided it wasn't working. Oh wait, I had cash for gas. Darn it! Who uses cash anymore? Anyways, that looks a little expensive, so I'll just get gas when I get home. How's everybody's day doing? I am just moving along. There's a cop, so I don't want to do anything wrong. RTS retweeted the Meg books today. What? I don't get that. Give someone some drive cash. What is drive cash? If you make it, dear. What? I don't understand what anyone is saying. Ray plus Palpatine equals Ray-Patine. Oh, that didn't sound right. Could turn into walking examinations. Alright, here we go. So, I'm just going to have to move in here while I can, even though nobody's moving. Is that 15? Yeah, that's what I want to say. So how's that Star Wars treating you guys? Everybody go see that yet? Everyone go check out that masterpiece of cinema history? I've just been thinking about it. Thinking about how they could have made it work. Right? You take the most egregiously dumb things, like not explaining how the Emperor survived, blowing up. And finding ways to explain it that wouldn't have the audience just thinking you didn't have a reason, so you didn't mention anything. Right? And I thought of a good one, because the nature of the dark side is, it's like the Hulk, right? The madder the Hulk gets, the stronger he gets, right? And so the nature of the dark side is the more you hate, the more powerful you are in the dark side. And then there's also this entire concept in the Sith, like in the movie when he says, "I am all the Sith." That's actually from the books. That's actually from Darth Bane, whose concept of why there should only ever be two, the rule of two, was instigated, was because when you had more than two people, or the more people you had drawing from the dark side of the Force, the weaker each individual gets, right? I don't know if it's true or not. That was Darth Bane's kind of axiom. But that's why he instituted the rule of two, was so that he could concentrate the power of the dark side into one ultimate Sith. And his apprentice, and whoever the apprentice was, that the apprentice is there to get to the point where they will eventually overpower, strike down their master when he's at his peak, thereby ensuring that the next generation is stronger. So what you're doing is constantly making the Sith, whoever is the Dark Lord of the Sith, stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, generation after generation after generation. That's the concept. So if you I totally want to illustrate this. I want to do an illustration of the point of when Palpatine is being thrown down the shaft. Right? No one ever explains why he explodes. Right? Nothing explains why he exploded falling down the shaft. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. So, my idea is that Darth Vader, the one who was supposed to strike down Palpatine when he was at his height of power, so that Darth Vader could become more powerful in the Sith, Darth Vader relinquished his link to the dark side by an act of love, which is an act of the light side of the Force, right? He divorced himself from the light side, from the dark side of the Force. All of the power of the dark side would then enter into Palpatine alone, because he's the only one. He's the only one at that point, I do believe. The only Sith. And so, in that moment when he's being thrown down the well, he feels the betrayal that all this time he spent, decades building up Darth Vader to eventually strike him down and take his place as the Dark Lord of the Sith. This is a complete failure and waste of time. Darth Vader has betrayed him. He's struck him down, but not out of envy and desire to rule, but which is the Sith's, with power. I forget the whole Sith mantra, but instead of out of revenge or hatred or anything, he strikes him down out of love. Ugh! What a betrayal to the Sith. What a betrayal. And so, in this moment, as he's falling to his death, he is filled with rage, hatred, revenge. And as you know, if you know anything about the dark side and Sith and stuff, that's what makes the Sith stronger. That's what makes the Sith more powerful. So you could have had this epic moment where you take the words of Obi-Wan Kenobi, where he says, "If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can ever imagine." Darth Vader strikes the Emperor down, and he becomes more powerful than anyone could ever imagine. Explain it in a way that fits with Star Wars canon, that fits with the whole idiom of the Force, the dark side, all of this stuff. And then my ideal is if he somehow explodes, it could go one of two ways. he could become the first dark side Force ghost, right? And then the machinations of him as a Force ghost could lead into whatever other garbage tier stuff they had in mind. But, or it could be that he exploded, but that some part of him remained. Like, General Grievous was like a lump of flesh in a robot body, right? And that is a way you could handle it, because it would echo back to Darth Plagueis, who was, I can't remember how his body was all gacked up and jacked up, and so he had like a voice box or something like that. I can't remember exactly. It's been a minute since I read that book. And then it would also echo back to what Darth Sidious did to Darth Vader, where Vader was more machine than man, right? And then you also have, again, what happened with General Grievous, which echoes back to the same idea. You take the lump of flesh that's remaining of Darth Sidious being held together by the dark force energies out of pure hatred, malice, and revenge. He's just the living embodiment of a dark force revenge plot. And then through whatever, I don't know, I haven't thought through that part, but he could have controlled whoever may have survived the Death Star plummeting to the planet, or the droids that may have survived that. I still don't understand that. But what he should have done is somehow get to Darth Plagueis's homeworld, or not, maybe not his homeworld, but wherever his, because Plagueis was always messing with genetics and stuff, right? And so he gets to Plagueis's place. Snoke is a freaking a mindless clone of Plagueis that is just a meat puppet for Sidious's machinations, right? So Sidious is using this mindless clone to do, from the dark shadows, where he's just a hunk of meat, basically, inside of a cyborg body. Because some of the theories were that Snoke was Plagueis, because I don't know, he kind of looks like a nun, not really, but you could have played with that he was like a partial clone or something, a failed, whatever it is. But then we get to Darth Sidious. When you finally see Darth Sidious, he's surrounded. When Kylo Ren shows up to face down Darth Sidious, he could be in a cyborg body, which would be, again, cool and reminiscent of the things that other Dark Lords have gone through. But B, you could have an army, or maybe not an army, maybe a dozen slightly different Darth Plagueis mind puppets that are all just being controlled by Sidious at this point, right? And then you have a real understanding of how he's been played as a puppet throughout this whole thing. That could have been cool. It could have been. Instead, we got, I created Plagueis. Let's move on. I mean, I created, what's his face? I can't even remember his name now. Maybe I think about this too much. Am I thinking about it too much? I kind of want to draw it. I kind of want to do like a whole. Like and share, by the way. Like and share. It looks like traffic's not too bad, so this won't be the world's longest video after all. You know what I might do? I might stop in at my friend Oly's place. Oh, no, I don't have time to do that. Darn it. I really want it. I want to, though. I don't have time, but I want to. And then I will, if he's not with a patient, we can talk a little bit about Star Wars. Maybe we'll get around to some Jesus, too. Star Wars and Jesus. Here we go. So, is anybody even talking? I can't see anything else. I guess people have been saying stuff, but I haven't been able to see it. So it'd be good to stop and see what you guys thought about my little rewrite on that whole thing. Because, in one sense, I get that Oly. That's not Oly. That's not Oly. Holy moly, that's not Oly. I'm just going to pull up right in front. Here we go. All right. Let's go see if Oly's in. Hi, Oly.
Oh, hello. You're on live.
We're
Nice. What are you doing?
we're hanging out.
We're hanging out.
Well, I wanted to come in and we could talk about that god awful mess last night. Oly, everyone knows Oly.
Hello.
He's the one.
You got a new phone.
I did. I got a Note 10.
Nice.
Right?
I need to get one of those. You didn't get the Jedi one. Hello, everybody.
No, I'm done with that. Should have used Plagueis and left Palpatine dead.
I agree. They should have used Plagueis, or they should have explained that Palpatine took Plagueis'
Plagueis is
power.
dead. Well, gosh darn it. You just missed my whole spiel on what they should have done.
Yeah, I have no idea what you said.
Dadgummit.
Look at this.
Yeah, Oly's number one Star Wars nerd. Should we go in your office?
No, it's a mess.
They obviously maximum force density in a given area and maximum amount of force in the universe, but generally speaking, it shouldn't be the case that the more than one makes it weaker. No, but that is how it is in. Number one Star Wars nerd. Hello from the interwebs. Hello, Mark Anthony. Where are we? We are at Oly's office now. I bumped into him at the. Dude, do you want me to just go into your office?
I'm just gonna make some of the people jealous because they got like this. The people who know what this is will be jealous.
Anybody know what that is? I don't know what that is.
Are you on Facebook or YouTube?
YouTube.
Both.
Just YouTube. Yes, Oly can go back and watch cross-examinations later and hear your spiel. What do you guys think of my spiel? I think it would be cool. I want to see a drawing of Jesus with a lightsaber, Mike. And incandescent light bulbs and plastic bags by the case. Who's offering non-paper straws? Taco Bell, yo! Ooh.
So a lot of people here offering plastic straws.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right, so how do I boil down my whole spiel so Oly can understand what I was saying? I was saying that
I would probably agree on most of it. So.
Well, I was saying that Palpatine, they should have done like a flashback explanation of Palpatine, how, like, when Darth Vader, because you read the books, right? Have you read Darth Vader?
Most of them.
All right.
Yeah, most of it.
I
heard most of it
Bane's,
while we were driving.
Oh, Bane's thing about he thought there should only be two because the dark side of the Force
yes
gets spread out the power, so no individual Sith can be as powerful if there's a bunch of them,
Right.
right? So I was like, and then also it's sort of like the Hulk, where the madder he gets, the more powerful he gets. If anyone needs chiropractic and you're in San Diego, Pittman Chiropractic. So when Darth Vader, and the idea is that the apprentice is supposed to strike down the master when the master's at his peak, because it's continually makes the stronger and stronger. But what Darth Vader does, instead of striking down Palpatine out of anger and rage and a lust for power, he strikes him down out of love.
I was thinking about that last night. It's these people. We're doing spoilers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoilers. Everybody's seen it or don't want to.
When he was talking to Rey and he's like, "Kill me! I want you to kill me." She's like, "Why couldn't she have just been? I'm not doing this out of anger for you. I'm doing it out of love to save all these people. So I'm about to kill you out of love for them." Not.
And then she killed him anyways.
Yeah, but
so
she should have taken all the Sith power, right? Because she was mad at him at that point. But instead, it killed her. That didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense. So much didn't make sense. But no, I was saying it's if you want, because there was no explanation for how Palpatine was alive.
Right.
Right?
And
then the Snoke explanation was, I made him.
And there were others. Did you see the others of him in the jar? Like 3 of them in one jar. One chamber, whatever it was.
Yeah. And so I was like, if you do a scene where it's like that moment in time, right, as Darth Vader has him up here, throwing him down the thing, there's no explanation why he explodes.
No, it's just the electricity exploding around him. He didn't explode. He just went down.
No, well, what I'm saying is that he could have.
Come on, Darth Maul got cut in half and still lived after falling down a shaft.
Yeah,
so,
it's true. No, but when he is betrayed by Vader, who he spent decades training to take over, he's betrayed out of love. So he could be falling down the shaft filled with rage, with all of the emotions of the dark side, and he could literally become more powerful than anyone could possibly imagine, because because Darth Vader has officially divorced himself from the dark side by committing an act of self-sacrificial love. Right? He's just killed himself for love.
Yes.
So he is now the one Sith wielder. He could be possessed of all of the dark Sith power in the universe. And that could, I don't know, he could explode or whatever. But I was like, they had this thing with General Grievous. He was just a lump of flesh inside of an entire thing.
All right.
So if you could do that with General Grievous, then you could do that with Darth Sidious, because you've got precedent. And Darth Sidious would be it would harken back to I'm more machine than man, and what happened to Plagueis too.
Well, he'd have less metachlorians in him then. I don't know.
But yeah,
I'm glad they didn't go into that.
Plagueis was also. I'm trying to remember how, because I just remember the bottom half of his face was gone, and I think he was partially blown up or something like that. And then he was like Darth Vader. He was more machine than man. And then when Sidious comes to visit him, he's in there and he's tinkering with making all of his biological creature, because he was a mad scientist.
Yep. Right.
And I'm like, so you could take Sidious and do a similar thing with him, and then he ends up on Plagueis's lab. You don't have to go through all this, but you can kind of explain it that way. He goes to Plagueis's lab. He uses Plagueis's DNA to create Snokes, and the Snokes, in my mind, ideally would be mindless meat puppets that Sidious has been using as his pawns, and then when Ren finally shows up, he's there's all these guys in cloaks or whatever, and they turn to him and they're all Snoke.
Right, that would have been cool.
And they're all meat puppets under the control of this just cyborg, character now, because I don't know. It could have been really cool.
They could have done a bunch of cool stuff.
They could have, but they failed.
You know what they could have done? Which like I was thinking about it right after the movie, but thinking about it now, maybe it's cheesy.
Hmm.
But going with where they had it, it's Palpatine having all the Sith power in him, all the Jedi being with Rey. What they should have done is just had an epic battle between Palpatine, Rey, and Kylo, or Ben at that point. And in the background have like Force ghosts, all the blue Jedi, and have the Sith Force ghost as red, because they've never shown that.
They've never had a Sith Force ghost.
They haven't, but they were all in the stands or something, whatever the heck
I
that
don't know
was.
what the hell was that?
I don't know what the hell that was either, but whatever it was, instead of being sitting in the stands cheering, they could have been like red Sith Force ghosts fighting the blue Force ghosts, kind of like angels and demons fighting in the back as the epic battle's going on here. I don't know. It was just a quick thought, and they could have had all the Jedi we've ever known, like fighting against all the Sith we've ever known, and just would have been like a cool little.
But then it
fan
wouldn't have been
service.
Rey who was all the Jedi.
Well, they weren't doing anything but just fighting, like to control the power, so Palpatine didn't have as much or something. I don't know. It was just a quick thought with what nonsense he did that would have been even cooler.
You brought it up. That was another consequence I could have. I thought instead of him just being a lump of flesh, he could very well have become the first Sith Force ghost. And then the machinations throughout that, and then how do you defeat that? That would have been a challenge.
Right.
Not just blowing up his. And what is this? How does he start sucking? He's attacking
All of a
them,
sudden he
and
gets sucked life
somehow
force?
he's sucking in life force.
Yeah. And if he was that strong, why didn't he just destroy them? Like suck all of it and kill them at that point?
Yeah.
Why not just kill them? Let them both die, suck all their life force. And then when he was shooting his electricity up into the sky,
my gosh!
why was it only? It wasn't even
stupid.
killing or hurting anything except for shutting down the ships. All it was doing was shutting down the good ships. Why wasn't it shutting down every ship? Or why wasn't it killing all of the good guys? Why? That made no sense to me. Like what?
No.
What?
I think it's stupid to think the Empire could have collapsed so quickly.
Well,
Red versus blue. Star Wars edition. They could have just not killed Snoke and given him a backstory.
True.
Well, we're talking about trying to correct
Yeah.
this movie because
Yeah, Ryan messed stuff up and JJ tried to get it back to his original plan. So I kind of understood some of the stuff he did.
How did you like that movie?
I liked it. Like, I think it's the best of the three.
Really?
Except for the Kylo, Rey, and Palpatine part I didn't like.
The most important
Like,
part.
the most important part that ended everything I didn't like. But I also thought that they should have killed off Chewbacca. If this is truly the last movie, they should have given him a better death than what they made it look like. They should have actually, like, killed him off. Like, he should have been killed off by saving people. Like, just like, if it's the last movie. It's not the last movie, which it won't be. Then they want to use him
No, I
again.
don't know, man.
My daughter started crying. And
Is it Chewie?
Yeah, when she thought he died, and I'm like, I'm tearing up because my daughter's crying, and I'm like, they didn't kill him off. I'm like, not like that. Well, they better not have killed him off like that. If they killed him off screen like that, I'd have been mad. But so I'm like, there's no way they killed him off like that because that would have just been too bad. But
I have no interest in seeing any Rey, Finn, Poe movies.
me neither. Like, I could care less.
Yeah.
If they would have kept Ben alive, I'd probably see a Kylo movie.
Yeah.
But no, they like when the movie was going on, like up to the very end, I'm like, this is a good movie. This is actually good.
Really?
Yeah, I liked it.
Do you like Michael Bay movies?
No.
The whole first freaking half was a Michael Bay movie.
There's some I liked. I liked the prison one, Island. What's that called?
Oh, The Rock.
The Rock. I like The Rock.
Wow, you're going back decades to find a good
Yeah.
Michael Bay movie, dude.
I'm old.
But all the Transformers movie, it's all that.
I hate the Transformers movie.
That's what this
The
whole
first one was
half
okay.
of the movie was like a freaking Michael
It
Bay
was just
film.
exciting, like good fun
Oh,
Star Wars
my
action.
gosh.
Like,
But didn't make any sense.
No, a lot of it didn't make any sense, but it was fun to watch.
All right, you're in my Man of Steel phase.
You know what's
That's what it is. Because remember, I liked Man of Steel when I saw it because it was fun,
yeah.
and then I started thinking about it. When you start thinking about it,
Well, that's the thing. I like woke up this morning being like, maybe I didn't like this movie because I had so many issues with it. But
I mean, that's not how the Force works.
I don't know.
Go back to the first Go back to Star Wars. You can't just go jumping around through space, hyperspace. You're going to crash through a comet. You're going to crash through a planet or something. Let's hyperspace skip.
Let's just Poe can do whatever he wants and complain about going to die and then do whatever he wants.
And then that was the thing I was complaining about last night. You spent the first 2 movies explaining how Poe is the best fighter pilot in the Resistance.
Right.
And then Chewbacca's like, "Rrr." He's like, yeah, I know, we need Rey here to save us because she's the best fighter pilot.
And then he's pissed off at her for not being there with him.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
The girl's been in space like once.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of issues with it.
But we could do this. I just got the Okay, I didn't just get a downloaded copy of this movie. I didn't.
He didn't because it's not out there.
It doesn't exist. But I'll be going through it. I don't have.
See, I also went into this. I went into this movie completely blind. Like I'd seen a couple trailers, but otherwise I wanted to be completely blind, so I didn't check out any spoilers or nothing. And I hated Last Jedi, and only saw it once. Or actually, yeah, I think I only saw it once, and I'm like, this is gonna be better than that, I hope. And I left feeling like that was a good movie, except for the crap that I didn't like, with the stupid Palpatine and the Rey part. Like that's. I don't know. Plus, it was a Return of the Jedi clone, like total. Like.
Yeah. Well, I knew that going in
I did
because
too.
I read that whole thing.
I knew it would be because he cloned Star Wars for the other one. So.
Mm-hmm.
But almost everyone I know who's like a Star Wars critic, like the fans that I'm friends with on Facebook and stuff, I thought every one of them was going to hate this, and every one of them after they got done said I loved it.
Really?
Yeah. Every one of them. And now they're starting to backtrack like I am. I'm pointing stuff out and they're like,
see, it's the Man of Steel thing. The spectacle.
Yeah, probably.
You know, if I wasn't thinking about it, I mean, gosh, I don't know. It was just those little things were just so irritating to me. It's like, you know, hey, you think we can crash through that wall of ice at light speed?
Right? And then they crashed through.
No, that'll probably pulverize your ship, but go for it.
Yeah.
And then the TIE fighters were chasing them through light speed.
Yeah, how'd they do that? They were like honed in on them and cloaked with them and just
Okay, that's my thing, is that in the first movie, and I said this last night because me and my daughter kind of went through the whole thing.
And why not just radio
in the
ahead?
last movie, Rian Johnson set up that they had them on the ball, like at the end of a string, right? And then when he said at the end of a string, he cuts to Finn. Finn is a stormtrooper. You know he's been low-jacked, right? So that's how they're tracking him through light speed.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe, but...
Well, not. But
wait, TIE fighters are short-range fighters. They don't have light speed capability.
I don't know. The new ones might.
Okay.
Or maybe they were being sucked with the Millennium Falcon.
They were sucked into hyperspace by the wake of the Millennium Falcon. Which, by the way, jumped from planet to planet to planet rather than empty space.
Well, why not radio ahead? Hey, we got these TIE fighters. We're going to meet you at whatever coordinates and jump there and then have X-Wings or whatever the new ships are coming and just destroy the TIE fighters behind them.
I don't know.
I don't know either, man. I want to stop thinking about it.
You can't stop.
I got to write it all down.
Yeah.
I know I couldn't stop thinking about it since I saw it.
I'll send you that link that I don't have.
Okay. So I won't watch it again at home? I won't watch it again at home.
And then we won't dissect it scene by scene. Actually, we're doing that on Monday on Nerds of the Roundtable. Nerds of the Roundtable, Monday. Be there.
Monday. I'll be here.
You'll be here.
I'll be here working.
5 o'clock. Well,
Pittman Chiropractic, 6940 Alvarado Road, San Diego, Suite A.
Why doesn't the Rebellion have carrier ships? You mean the Resistance. The Resistance, not the Rebellion. Because Orange Man bad. That's why it's Resistance. I thought TIEs don't have hyperdrives. That's what I just said. Yeah. Imperial TIEs have no hyperdrive. Maybe the FO upgrade. The First Order! Oh my gosh, and then Hux.
Yeah. Out of all the people to be Hux. At least he's like, I don't care if you win. I just want him to lose. So at least it was something like that.
I mean, just the, I'm the spy!
Yeah. I'm the spy.
it was good for comedy relief.
Yeah, I
but
was.
it's like,
I was okay with it, but it was Hux was kind of dumb choice.
I'm
But,
the spy. I'm the spy.
maybe JJ had some of this planned in his mind, and Ryan messed it up so much, and he just still wanted to fix it. He just went back to it without thinking.
I have no clue.
Some special TIE fighters may have had hyperspace capability. Kylo's did.
It's nice to see
And I
that
think
the First
Vader's
Order
did.
actually uses. I'm going to go trash on the original trilogy again. It's nice to see that they actually use TIE fighters because.
Ooh, did you see the TIE
Because-
fighter in Mando that landed?
No, I haven't seen the new one yet.
Oh, the way it landed.
No, I'm
was
just saying, in the
awesome.
first movie, they only had like a dozen TIE fighters.
All right.
This armed and fully functional space station
Yeah.
only has a dozen TIE
That's
fighters.
all they could afford. That's all they could afford to put in the movie. It wasn't special effects. It was actual models they were using back then, So
Yeah.
that's all they could use.
One complaint I did hear about, which was a logistical complaint, was that, when you have hundreds of Star Destroyers, which each take, I can't remember what they said, like 40,000 men to man. That's like millions and millions and millions of soldiers. And people are like, well, how are they manning all these Star Destroyers? And I was like, that is a very good argument, a very good point, since they don't explain any of this stuff.
All right.
But I remember when in the movie they're like the Emperor is giving us a gift of Star Destroyers, and then they're like, oh yes, we're gonna have to start kidnapping more children
Right.
to man them.
Yeah, but
We will attack in 30 years.
was there some time that had gone on in there? Because all of a sudden they were all manned, and there was
Right.
a bunch of red stormtroopers that
Yeah,
Palpatine had been training for years secretly, or what?
from his.
Maybe he was cloning them
See,
all.
that's the thing. If he
Maybe
had,
there were more
if he
clones.
had a bunch of clones of Snoke around controlling and raising up
Yeah.
all this stuff, it could have made sense.
Yeah,
But there's
they didn't
so
show what was controlling them, or how they all rose up, or who was driving them, or just
much.
all
And
of a
did they
sudden there
rise
were.
out of the dirt?
I don't know. It was more
That's
like a
what-
smoke. I think. I'm not
It
sure.
looked like they
it looked
rose
like
out of
water
the
at first, and then kind of out of dirt. I don't know.
Maybe some were rising out of dirt, some were rising out of water.
Right?
Did you like the part where Rey and Kylo were fighting, right? And then she looks up and sees a 400-foot tall tidal wave, and then jumps away from it.
Yeah,
And Finn's like 60 feet away.
and it doesn't hit him.
And it doesn't.
The tidal wave went up and came right down. Finn was dumb, man. When the first time Rey, my son actually pointed this out. The first time in the desert, Rey was trying to stop the ship that they thought Chewbacca was on from leaving, and Rey's just standing there looking at Kylo fighting her. Like, why isn't he shooting at Kylo at least to distract him or something? I didn't even think about that. My son pointed that out. But then when they were on the Death Star, and Finn's running at her, and he stops and he yells while she's in the middle of fighting, "Rey!" to distract her. Like, why not just keep running and shoot at Kylo again?
Because that would make sense.
I don't know.
And then how did you like Leia's death?
That was dumb. What did she possess Kylo?
No, she did a forced Skype call.
Yeah, but she's like, why didn't she disappear right away until Ben did?
Ben!
Why did she not fade until Ben faded?
I know.
That made no sense either. It's like she was.
Well, it also
possessing
made no
Ben
sense
and then-
that Rey died.
No, it didn't. She shouldn't have. Why would she? She was sitting there fighting him back, and then all of a sudden it would have made sense. Like, okay, she's exhausted. But
but she was
not
dead.
Dead. Why
But
would
she didn't
die?
Force Ghost.
No. So
She
maybe
just
she
died.
didn't completely die.
Rey, well, no, because her eyes were open. Was she just? No, she could have been catatonic.
Yeah, catatonic maybe.
But no,
But then Kylo.
no, because
Ben-
freaking Finn felt her death,
Yes, that's true.
which implies that Finn is a
It's
force
sensitive.
sensitive.
And is that what he was trying to tell her, or was he trying to tell her that he loved her? I think he was trying to tell her that he could feel her in the Force, or that he has some Force powers or something.
Oh yeah, they never said.
They never said. I think that's what he was trying to say, because they're going to make another movie or a prequel, an in-between movie. But yeah, he never said. People I were talking with said,
Hold on,
he
let's
was
see
going
what
to
he
say he
said.
loved her.
Leia's dying is
Martha.
the Martha of Star Wars. Ben.
What did that say? Force is what? Finn used the Force to
Magically
magically
survive.
survive.
He did. Not the best guy to read screenplay.
I didn't even know he wrote it. I didn't even look it up.
No. Mike, I've not seen the film yet, but I feel like you owe me $1,000 just for spoilers. Just joking.
Oh yeah, this is a total spoiler talk. So.
Yeah. We're spoiling the crap out of this one. They should have had the Emperor alive from the beginning.
Possibly. If the Emperor did not die in Return of the Jedi, why did he go in hiding and not just take back... The Empire was still up there. It was like they hadn't destroyed all of them.
That's right.
So why didn't he just say, hey, I'm not dead. I'm going to take my people back, my troopers. Huck's still a joke.
I'm the spy.
Right. Yeah. There was no point to the million Star Destroyers. You could have had the same battle with a Death Star. That is true, because with the million Star Destroyers, why didn't they all just warp to different planets and say, hey, if you guys don't stop attacking us, we're just going to destroy all these planets all over
What
the...
is this crap about not being able
whatever.
to use shields in an atmosphere? Since when?
I don't know. Since it ruined the plot. The static electricity around that planet. That planet was all electric.
And they cannot rise out of the atmosphere without this GPS controller on the ground.
Yeah.
What?
And it wasn't on the ground, though. It was on the starship, right? Or the destroyer.
And then how about Finn, the janitor, knowing how to reprogram an exterior cannon?
Of course he did.
Of course
That was
he
part
did.
of his training.
Wait a minute. If the DX coupler from the bloobity blop blop knows all the
Maybe he
things,
had that
like,
training.
wow, yeah, you really
maybe he
learned
had
that
training
from the mop.
during, let's see, while Rey was becoming the most powerful Jedi of all time.
Yeah.
While Leia taught her to become the most powerful Jedi of all
He
time.
went back to
That's right. His training.
to engineering school
That's right.
for Star Destroyers.
Correct.
Starting to hate this movie, aren't you?
Yes. It was fun to watch. And annoying at times.
That's the thing. It's like everything I can remember about it, I have issues with.
Yeah.
So
It was
going
still better than
back,
Last Jedi, though. It was better than The Last Jedi.
I actually
Yes.
enjoyed Last Jedi more than
I know
I
you
enjoyed
did.
this thing.
No. The fan service was great. I don't care what they say. The fan service was awesome. That's
Yes.
what we wanted more of.
Oh,
I like the
Chewie
fan
finally
service.
got his medal.
Yep. Yeah.
That was the one thing about the movie. Actually, there's a couple things I laughed at. It was Poe at the end when he tried to,
Yeah.
hey girl.
Yeah, and
And she's
she's
like,
like, "Nope."
nope. And he's like, oh, all right.
However, she's the one that asked him to stay and go with him. So obviously she loved him too. I want to see your head dead all over. Will
So
you
that
come with
didn't
me?
make any sense either. No.
I want to see your brains all over the floor. I'm going to kill you. Do you want to come with me across the galaxy and travel? Okay.
And then what is it? Lando's gonna 23andMe that girl.
Was that his daughter? Was that what it? We're going to help
I
you
don't
find
know.
out where you came from. And
Yeah.
she's like,
let's
"Oh."
find out. Give me some of your DNA. Let me swab you. I've got a
You
whole.
better check before he tries to do something else.
Yeah, you better get her DNA before he gives him his. I would say this was better than The Last Jedi in the same way that
Yes.
a turd
No.
cheesecake is better than turds in a dumpster.
That's true. You could dig the cheesecake away from the turd and maybe have something to eat. Or feed your pet cockroaches.
I don't know. Maybe I just went into this one looking for problems.
You knew this.
Well, I did. Yeah, I did. Because I read that.
I knew nothing.
I read it. It was like 90% accurate.
Yeah,
leaks.
I knew they were. That's why I was avoiding them with a passion. Because I didn't want to know anything going into this one.
Because you wanted to enjoy it.
I wanted to enjoy
You
it.
got. You
I
enjoyed
did.
it.
I
You
enjoyed it. And now I'm hating it. No.
No, but you will. You will.
I will watch it
I
again
really
at
want to
home someday when it comes out on video.
Someday.
Not tomorrow.
Not
Not tonight.
Not tonight, because that would be impossible.
I'm going to go home and watch The Witcher.
That might be a good idea.
Although I've heard mixed reviews on that too. Some people are saying it's great, and some people
Really?
are saying no. It's
I don't
horrible.
understand Henry Cavill because, like, in person, he seems very charismatic, but on film, he looks
Well,
like
the
a block
Witcher
of wood.
character is supposed to be kind of emotionless.
Oh well, good then.
So yeah, So, but
That
that
was
was one of the
suited him
complaints. So
well.
he's kind of stiff, but
Yeah.
he's supposed to be that way. I'm pretty sure.
Mike, was the theater crowded? No.
Mine was
yours?
sold out. I was in the very
Was
first
it
showing.
really?
Yeah, I was in the 6 o'clock showing. It was packed, but the theater we go to is never packed. No show in history. We can always go that night and buy tickets. So it did sell out, but it wasn't sold out getting there. Even at 6, the very first show wasn't sold out until after it was basically starting.
Yeah, we got there.
Which was close to the books.
Maybe a third full when we did the 9 o'clock show, and saw him walking out. He's like, "I loved it. It was the best Star Wars ever."
That's not what I said. I said it was good. I didn't say it was great.
I did like that Chewie finally got his medal, though. I thought that was.
Yeah, that was good.
And the jab at that's not how you treat a Jedi's weapon.
All right. So at the end, did you like spoiler alert? You like Rey's saber at the end? That she gave her own saber?
No.
No. Why would she get rid of the other two?
Right.
Why would she bury them?
What the hell?
Like, why? There's no reason for that.
Why was she on Tatooine?
No idea. She didn't have anything going on there.
Nothing. There was no reason for her to be on Tatooine.
And Leia was never on Tatooine.
What the
like it could have been just Luke's saber, but not her own. Like that doesn't make any sense. I like that she had her own saber, but she shouldn't have got rid of the other two. And the whole reason is like now there's going to be a Leia saber and a Rey saber for sale at Disneyland. I think Rey saber is. It looked like it was the same top and bottom. I'm pretty sure it was a double blade, and I think it's going to continue in.
But it's like
they're
this
doing.
long.
Yeah, it was short.
You can't have a double blade that's.
That's true. They can do whatever they want. They made some stupid one that flips up in half.
That's what she should use.
Yeah. It would have been cool if that's what she
Boy,
had.
I had a whole different idea for that. Because there was this fan theory that Rey was actually Kira's daughter, right? Which would explain the junk dealers.
Yeah.
And Kira from the movie has ties to Darth Maul,
Right.
who would have still had ties
Yeah.
to Darth Sidious. And if she turned out that she was a clone, one of many,
Yeah.
right? That would have made the whole mirror thing in the dark
Realm, whatever.
the Dark Realm, yeah, whatever that thing, that would have made that make sense. You're looking at clones of yourself because there's
Yeah.
a bunch of you. And then she has to somehow overcome that. And I was like, that would be cool because that would also make the double-bladed lightsaber make sense. If somehow or another Darth Maul's training. Because that's totally different training. A double-bladed lightsaber is totally different training to a regular lightsaber.
Correct.
Of course, Rey doesn't need training because she can automatically do anything.
She's got all the Jedi living in here. She knows how to do everything.
Including new things that none of them have ever done before,
Yes,
like
correct.
float
Which
by themselves.
I
And
kind of had a
heal.
problem with it because nobody else has ever done that in the movies, and they're not. She wouldn't have had enough training from just Leia to be able to do that kind of thing.
No, because Leia quit her training
Correct. So
halfway through.
it was I liked seeing that kind of thing. Like this is what the Jedi should have been doing all along, and like they should all have this crazy power. But
They should all have been able to fly. There's no reason if you can
Rey
lift
shouldn't have been
1,000
able to.
tons of rock, you can't fly.
All right.
That has never made sense to me.
And she's levitating, and she's doing all this crazy stuff and jumping.
That was one up, but that's the thing. It's like, well,
I liked that stuff, but
Luke
they shouldn't have it.
Luke could do a one-hand handstand and levitate rocks 3 feet up in the air. Therefore, Rey can
Yeah.
float in the lotus position and have circles of rocks floating around her
Right.
because she's just that much better than everybody.
But all she can do to fight Palpatine is hold 2 blades like this and just hold it.
Yeah.
And then shoot it back and then die. Wait a minute. What? That whole thing there needed to be changed.
He's starting to hate it, guys. Look at his face. He's like, damn it. Chewie needed a translator droid so he could become a major character in one film. Real world logistics was the only thing stopping it. Why didn't he just turn off the lightning? When I saw Kylo and Rey grab the shuttle, I couldn't take it. I was laughing so hard. What is this? The Force Unleashed on PS3? Oh, right. Actually, I like the Force Unleashed. That part. Leia didn't quit until she proves that she was better than Luke. Rey can do everything. Rey discovers the secret to immortality that the Sith were looking for. That's true. That's true.
What was that?
Rey can do everything. She discovers the secret to immortality that the Sith were looking for. That is. Although,
Didn't Palpatine basically have that? Because Plagueis had it, and Palpatine killed Plagueis, probably because he figured out how to do it, how to create life. Didn't he say he could create life? Plagueis figured out how to
created life. Bane was trying to transfer consciousness from Sith master to apprentice, and I don't know if he did.
I don't remember.
From the ending of the book, I don't think he did, but some people say they read it as if he did. But
yeah, why didn't Palpatine just stop his electricity? He's like, I'm gonna die. You're killing me. I'm not gonna stop. No, now what? Now I'm gonna shoot you again.
Yeah, someone else was mentioning how why is it nobody ever uses the fact that you can turn lightsabers off and on in a duel?
Was it a video game? Might have been the video game I just played. Somebody was fighting and they turned it off and the blade went past and they turned it on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was a video game.
Oh,
I forget. But yeah, they have done that.
All right, let's see. Mark Anthony, we have found an answer. Kidding. Rey was born immortal. If she needed to learn how to do it, she wouldn't be perfect. That's true. That's true. Anyways, I don't want to take up your whole day. I see you're busy here.
Oh, yeah, I'm packed. I'm done. Customers, I'm done. I might have to buy some Christmas presents when I'm done.
Yeah, that's what I have in the trunk.
Anybody in San Diego?
Anyone in San Diego need a
Is this
chiropractor?
backwards on there?
No, it should be fine when it goes out into the real world. Otherwise, just reverse your image.
Wait, that didn't work.
Oh gosh, is it reversed? I don't know. Are we reversed? Can you read this? I wanted all the Force ghosts to return to life long enough to kick butt en masse.
Cyberforce.
Cyberfrog.
Yeah, Cyberfrog. Still worse than this.
Yeah.
Oh, I know why they say that. Yeah.
Hey, you know what though? Still a better love story than Twilight. And with that,
yes,
ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna get back on the road.
Peace out, yo.
Actually, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up. It's almost been an hour anyway. So this has been Cross Examinations. I do apologize that we didn't bring any Jesus into it.
This is cross examinations. We're talking about Star Wars.
Well, it's driving examinations, I believe.
Okay.
But I didn't have I wouldn't have time today to do cross examinations. So
every live YouTube for this next week is going to be Star Wars.
Yeah. No, we can't read your boobs. Oh, so it was all backwards?
Oh man.
Aw. Yes.
Pitman Chiropractic.
Pitman Chiropractic.
Pitman Chiropractic. San Diego.
All right, guys. God bless. Good day. And we'll have Oly on the show sometime to talk more Star Wars.
Yes.
All right, man. Later.
Bye.